The physical layer is the lowest layer in the OSI model. This layer is responsible for physical and electrical connections such as voltage, data rates, etc. In the physical layer, the digital signal is converted into an electrical signal. In the physical layer, the network layout, or the network topology, is also described. The physical layer also describes whether the communication will be wireless or wired. The physical layer is also called a bit unit. The physical layer tells how two or more devices are physically connected to each other. The physical layer also tells which transmission mode will be used between two devices in the network. There are three types of transmission modes: number 1 simplex, number 2 half duplex, and number 3 full duplex. The data link layer is the second layer from the bottom in the OSI model. Data link layer is also called the frame unit. In the data link layer, the data packets sent by the network are decoded and encoded. Data link layer also ensures that there are no errors in the data packets. Data link layer has two sub-layers. Number 1 MAC media access control. Number 2 LLC logic link control. Two protocols are used for data transmission in the data link layer. Number 1 HDLC high-level data link control. Number 2 PPP point-to-point protocol. Data link layer encodes and decodes data packets, and these data packets are frames. Data link layer adds header and trailer to these frames. The main function of the data link layer is flow control. In the flow control, a fixed data rate is maintained from both the receiver and the sender side so that no data is corrupt. When two or more devices are connected to a communication channel, then data link layer determines which device should be given access. The network layer is the third layer of the OSI model. Network layer is also called the packet unit. In the network layer, switching and routing techniques are used. The function of this layer is to assign logical addresses or IP address to the device. It is the duty of the network layer to transmit data packets from one device to another. Network layer's main job is to provide IP addresses to the devices. Network layer's function is to transmit data packets from one device to another. The main responsibility of the network layer is to add source and destination address to the header of data packets. Source and destination address are used to identify devices on the internet. The work of network layer is also routing and switching. Network layer also determines the best path for data transmission. The transport layer is the fourth layer of the OSI model. Transport layer, also known as the segment unit. The transport layer is used to transfer data correctly between networks, and it ensures that there are no errors in the data. The transport layer also makes sure that the user receive the data in the same order in which user have sent it. The function of the transport layer is to provide communication between two computers. The transport layer is also known as the end-to-end layer. Transport layer provides a point-to-point connection to transfer the data. The transport layer provides two types of services. Number 1. Connection-oriented. And number 2. Connection-less. There are mainly two types of protocols for the transport layer. Number 1. Transmission Control Protocol (TCP). Number 2. User Datagram Protocol (UDP). The main function of the transport layer is to transfer data from one computer to another. Transport layer provides the facility of communication between two computers and provides a point-to-point connection. When the transport layer receives the message from the other layers, it divides the message into many segments. And each segment has a sequence number, so that each segment can be easily identified. Transport layer performs both flow control and error control functions. Transport layer also control the connection. The session layer is the fifth layer of the OSI model that controls connections between multiple computers. The session layer provides sessions for communication between two devices. Whenever a user opens a website, a session is created between the user's computer and the website's server. The main function of the session layer is to establish, maintain, and terminate the session between two devices. The presentation layer is the sixth layer of the OSI model. Presentation layer is used for encryption and decryption of data. The presentation layer is also used for data compression. Presentation layer is related to the operating system. The presentation layer is also called the syntax layer because it maintains the syntax of the data. The work of presentation layer is encryption and decryption. With the help of encryption, we can keep our data secure. The presentation layer's main work is also compression. Compression is very important because by compressing the data, we can reduce its size. The application layer is the seventh layer of the OSI model. The main function of the application layer is to create interface between actual application and other layers. The application layer is closest to the end user. Application layer provides user interface to the end users. Protocols like HTTP, FTP, or SMTP comes under this layer. The application layer also controls how can an application accesses the network. With the help of application layer, the user can access files from the database.